Yo, SojuTalk Nation! On this week's episode, we'll be covering Fuego releases from Sonyo, Daya, N.Flying, and One. We'll also be cooking up some spicy news coverage, including big announcements out of Big Hit and SM, K-pop lyrics videos and problematic monetization, and Island, the good and the bad. So prepare your body, turn on that AC because we about to get steamy. Hit me with that intro! Hey, what's up everyone? This is SojuTalk, your weekly shot of K-pop. We're coming at you with a super spicy episode 91, and we're recording on Monday, June 15th, 2020. I'm Doug, and joining me today we got Warren.
Hey, what's up everybody?
And Anita.
Hello.
And as a quick reminder, check out SojuTalk on iTunes, Spotify, or your favorite podcast platform. Sub to the SojuTalk YouTube channel, join the SojuTalk Discord, and be a part of the SojuTalk Nation. Links down below. The only announcement we had is that the K-pop boy group Chillers video came out last Friday. The response was way nicer than we had expected, so
Thank you.
I didn't really need to worry about anything. Everyone was pretty civilized, you know.
I think I learned something with this, you know, like I think boy group fans are nicer people. Girl group fans. Why were you guys so mean in the YouTube? What happened?
I mean,
but
like,
thank you.
There was a lot of good discussion, and it wasn't anything like just like y'all are crazy, F you, F this, whatever, right? It was none of that, so it was relatively good. So shout out to everyone for doing that. But we are now at part 1 of SojuTalk episode 91, where we discuss big new releases, take a quick rewind, and hit you with the music show winners. Let's get it. So big new releases this week, we're covering 4 of them. So on June 9th, Tuesday, we had Sonyo with Butterfly. June 10th, Thursday, we had N.Flying with Oh Really and Daya with Hug You. And today on June 15th, but technically it's going to be on the 16th, we have One with Secret Story of the Swan. But let's start at the top with Sonyo's Butterfly. Before we start any of this, is it October or Halloween? Because your boy wants to hand out Certified Spicy like it's candy today.
Man, it's a special day today.
I feel that 3 out of the 4 releases I potentially want to give Certified Spicy.
Wow,
that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Let's start at the top. I can't even talk. I'm so ready for this. Sonyo, Butterfly, Cosmic Girls. They're from Starship. Debuted back in 2016. Last 3 songs: As You Wish, Boogie Up, La La Love. 6 music show wins so far. This is one of them. This is my opinion. Is a Certified Spicy song. I'm just gonna get to that point right now.
Wow, we're diving right in. We're diving right in. No buffers.
I think this is 100% one of their best songs they've ever released.
Oh, up there then.
Man, very interesting, Douglas. It's very interesting you'll say that. You know, I'm usually the one on the podcast with the most controversial opinions. Mm-hmm. You know, we had the infamous Fiesta incident, if you will.
The Fiesta.
Yeah, the Fiesta fiasco, if you will, where I didn't hand out Certified Spicy. I was very against it for One's Fiesta. Mm-hmm. But you know, I think I agree with you this time.
So you would also
right away.
Okay. This is flipping amazing. This is
Anita, before we even discuss this, do you think this is spicy?
I do. I like
that. Boom. Quickest discussion. Sonyo Butterfly, Certified Spicy within 1 minute. All right, now let's talk about this.
Let's talk about the song real quick.
This is everything that I want out of a Cosmic Girl song. Mm-hmm. Everything. Mm-hmm. Do you agree with this?
I wholeheartedly agree.
So you know how I was always a fan of the like spacey stuff back in the day, right?
Right.
But all their songs kind of had an electronic-y feel chorus. That was like one of their staples. I feel like this skirts the line perfectly between being electronic, being a girl group song. It's an uplifting song. It's upbeat. This hits like all the proper notes for me. This one, like, super catchy too. The chorus especially.
Very catchy. Yeah, I think the thing with Cosmic Girls all the time is that they've had this very dreamlike, weeb-like, anime-like color to their songs. You know, like Momoland didn't have it, but like ever since Secret was a thing, and then excluding all their summer stuff, and then Happy and whatnot, they've always had that like very distinct flavor. And with their like previous song, As You Wish, I would argue they went a little too far with the popular stuff and they lost their color completely. Here, I feel like it's a completely like 50-50 perfect mix between their weeb colors, if you will, and the GP friendly, you know, more popular kind of flavor. It's a perfect mix. It's like the perfect marriage there ever was. It's the perfect collaboration of two flavors, if you will. Just like a good sandwich.
Okay, good sandwich.
Yeah.
Okay. I need to talk about this song a little.
I agree. I think for me, the last couple of comebacks that Cosmic Girls has had were kind of misses for me. Like I felt like they strayed too far from more of their original earlier sound, which I really like. I really like that sound. And I don't mind if they went back to that a little more. But like Warren said, this still felt very much reminiscent of that. So I don't know. It was refreshing in a way to see it back. And I also feel like because the sound is kind of very like glittery, like almost like, I don't know if I would consider like a house beat type of thing. It sounds very nice and clean and crisp. I like that the music video reflects that too. Like when I saw their outfits, they were quite simple, but I don't know, it complemented the song really well, like with like the capes that they had, you know, like the butterfly thing that they got going on, and the colors. I thought the colors of the music video were so pretty.
The colors
lighting
are very pretty, yeah.
Mhm.
Let's talk about the music video real quick, though, because if playing the devil's advocate, if someone were to say, you know what, Butterfly doesn't deserve Certified Spicy, I think the number one argument would be the set and the music video. Because I felt like it was a little empty. I'm not gonna lie. It felt like
it was pretty simple.
It was very simple to the point where I was like, this, you know, did they need more money? You know, did the budget, was the budget a little small this time? You know, like, that's kind of how I felt. Because, like, when I think of Cosmic Girls, right, the music videos are always, like, lots of special effects, lots of things going on, very full, very, very complex.
Yeah,
but
they
never
throw in
too
some
convoluted.
weird things, like flying cars. Like,
Right.
I think there was a unicorn in one of them. I could be wrong, though. Something
There-
like that.
If you go look at the Secret music video, there's like a Dragon Ball Z reference with like the scopes and like there's a lot of things going on. And here it's like it's a little too empty. We're to the point where I was like, I wouldn't mind if there was a little more. But that might have been just me. I guess that it might come off as minimalism to certain people, and you know, people might dig that. But dig.
They're in like year 4/5 because they debuted in 2016.
Right.
I think they're reaching like peak form right now. Like this is the start of it. I believe. It's taken them a while to get here. Now they're from Starship, which is considered one of like the top 7-8 biggest companies in K-pop, because they house Mount X, right? And they, you know, it's taken a while for them to like really refine what they do, I would say, as a group. And I think they're finally like hitting everything that they should. Now, it's interesting with Uju Sonya, right? The elephant in the room is the three Chinese members who are in Rocket Girls in China, because Rocket Girls is ending soon. Some people were pointing at the ending pose, the left side. There was a bit of a space for some people.
Oh,
There was.
There was an asymmetric ending, so people were like, "Are they hinting at something?" If they do have another they should have another comeback this year, probably in the fall, I would assume, or the winter.
Right.
By that point, I believe the Rocket Girls contracts are up.
Oh. Wow.
But it's this interesting thing with them is because the Rocket Girls, well, two of the Rocket Girls and Songso, right? Because Songso's not in it. Let me make that clear. But like Meichi's career in China has blown up so much that I'm very curious as to see what happens to the group going forward. I'm not the one to really make a statement on that, but just know that she had an EP, her solo EP. It sold 2.5 million copies in China.
oh my.
Yeah.
Look, I'm one of those people who started liking Cosmic Girls after the three members left being active. And I guess that might bias my opinions towards a certain way, but I'm not gonna lie, I'm slightly concerned because they've been gone for quite a while.
Long time.
For a long time. And like Cosmic Girls when they left and Cosmic Girls now is quite different. They're in a
Yeah,
different
that's
position.
true.
When they left, they were in somewhere in C tier, really. Like they were not like they did right now. They are just this is the moment for them. Like you mentioned earlier, this is like where they're popping off right now. Back then was not so much the case, and I feel like the group chemistry is a lot different from where it was back those couple 2-3 years ago or whatever, and I'm a little concerned, just a little bit, tiny bit, like.
I've heard rumors. All right, these are completely unconfirmed. These are just things I've heard.
All right, just rumors. Okay.
There was a couple trainees on Youth With You, the show that I was watching, from Yehua, who did very well. One of them got 12th.
Wow.
Okay.
I've heard that Yehua might want to debut a Chinese girl group. And you know that the China line is technically under Yehua, not Starship.
Let's talk about money real quick. Because if I was Yehua, if I was a Chinese member, I probably wouldn't want to leave China where I'm making this much more money.
Right.
Yeah, but
I'm just being honest.
getting back to Uju Sonyo, they finished in high B tier in our tier list, right?
Mm.
I think they're one song from A. To be completely honest, we have to see the sales of this album, or the mini album, whatever it is, because I think that's the thing that's holding them back.
I've been monitoring their sales. It's doing quite well.
Okay,
This might be the one.
Really?
it might be the one.
This might be the one. In fact, that seems to be doing well. The streaming ranks seem to be doing well.
Mm-hmm.
This might be it, guys. This might be their graduation.
Okay. Well,
This might be it.
if you have not listened to Uju Sonyo's Butterfly, please listen to it. It might be in my top 5 songs of the year so far. I don't know.
It is.
It is? Okay, you telling me it is? All right.
For me it is. For me it is. Also, real quick, I would also like to let it be known that my bias in this group has changed.
Who is it?
Previously it was Summer. It's Yeoreum,
Yeah. Is it
But now
Subin?
it's Subin now. I'm a proud Mulbindan. That's what we call ourselves.
My
Something about it,
bias
I don't know.
was originally Songso before she left, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it was Unsa for a while. And I think it's Bona now, but I feel like that's an easy choice
I remember
to just
you
pick Bona.
mentioning Bona. Mm.
Yeah, Bono's a strong contender, but nowhere near as charmful as Subin.
Charmful?
Harmful. Oh.
Charmful.
Charming.
One other thing I
Charming.
want to point out is that I like the choreo for the song, and I felt that the line distribution was really fair. They
was
gave
great.
everyone lines.
Yeah.
Which is something that the Uju Sonyo fandom was not happy about in the past, was the line distribution. So they're doing everything correct right now. I think it's another thing we have to point out is that in the future, once IZ*ONE disbands, you have the Yujin One Young group that's eventually gonna happen.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It'll probably happen, I'm going to assume. So you think IZ*ONE disbands in spring 2021? Maybe by the fall, they're probably gonna debut another group. So Uju Sonyo has maybe 3 releases before that happens. So they have to secure their spot to last even further than they are right now.
I mean, they keep going up every comeback right now.
Yeah, they're the thing is all about like trending. They're definitely trending in the correct direction, like
Upward.
100% right now.
100%.
I would say like before like La La Love, I was unsure about what was gonna happen to them, and then the La La Love Boogie Up As You Wish kind of secured that they're gonna stick around for a long time, which I think.
Yeah,
is
I think La La Love kind of kicked off with their with their time. This is the golden age for Cosmic
Yeah,
Girls.
and then I'm not a huge fan of Boogie Up, but I will agree that it was very significant for them as a whole.
I'm telling you, song of the year for summer songs. Summer song of the year. Just put it out there. 2019. I had my American coworkers listen to it and they liked it. They were
I'm
like,
telling
"This is
you,
a
it was
bop."
80s Wave was the summer song of last year.
No.
But let's move on to the next song. So on June 10th, Thursday, we had N.Flying with Oh Really. So they are from FNC. I think the debut date I wrote here, there's no way that's correct. 2013? No way.
That was a long time ago, buddy.
Let me see what it actually
It might.
is.
Oh,
No,
was it-
2015. 2015.
2015.
Oh, never mind.
Okay, that makes more sense. 2015, their last 3 songs were Good Bomb, Spring Memories, and Rooftop. 2 music show wins so far. I'm going to start off with a take. N.Flying is my favorite K-pop band, period.
Wow.
Really?
Yes.
Including all the other idol ones and all the other
I'm
rock
talking
bands.
the idol
Yes?
one. I'm talking about the idol ones.
Oh, just okay.
I think
Like,
for some
wow.
reason with me like I think 1A if not also number 1 is Day 6, but for
I was
some
gonna say.
reason with me the N.Flying sound, specifically Huisung's voice, resonates with me. I think he is absurdly talented at singing.
Is he the main vocalist in this song?
They technically have like two main vocals. They have Huisung and they have Sunghyup, but if you're hearing really high notes, it's Huisung.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he's the one who's the more dominant of the two on this song specifically.
I was about to say, because when he does the chorus with the 진짜요 part,
Yeah.
it does really ring nicely.
His voice is so clean, right? Like, bro. Okay, so he was on Produce, and he did okay on
was.
Produce, but he was
Yes,
not
he was.
this good. I mean, maybe he was, but it wasn't as noticeable. His singing, like, level of skill is ridiculous. Like, I wrote face melting right here.
Wow.
You know, I think that the thing that N.Flying's doing really well is that they're really committed to being a band, if that makes any sense. Like, this is a
sound?
band. It is a band song, right? It's a good summary band song. Another thing I liked in the music video, I thought that they were having a lot of fun with it. They acted it pretty well. There was a lot of homages. Also, they're advertising their own nightstick, which I think is a big brain move.
That was pretty
So,
cool, I'm not gonna lie.
I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. What'd you guys think of Oh Really? This was the second song that I could be convinced into calling spicy.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll start it off by saying that I like the song. I'll have to think about spicy. I'm not gonna lie. I think
it's
the-
borderline.
Yeah, I think it's borderline. I think it tries to do a lot of things and does them really well in terms of like the band sound and like having kind of an exciting but emotional theme to it. Like, you know, like, I could kind of imagine going to a festival with my buddies, you know, and like kind of like, yeah, you know, like I could kind of see that, you know, like, but at the same time, it's not like the emotions aren't one dimensional. Like there's some degree of like, really? Well, shoot. Well, flip. What do we do now? That kind of thing. I really like that, and I don't quite remember the previous N.Flying stuff, largely because I didn't like them.
Yeah,
You know,
they had one viral hit, which was Rooftop, which blew
Right.
up. If you remember, that blew up like 4 months or 3 months after the song came out. It all of a sudden
Yeah.
started dominating the charts, and they won music shows three months after the song came out.
and the other one that I have in my memory is Hot Potato or Flying Potato or whatever it's.
Bro,
Hot
Anita
Potato.
and I talk about Hot
I
Potato.
love that song.
That's
I
an
don't-
amazing song.
I only know it because you guys mention it so many times. I've listened to it. It is. I don't know. I think it's cringy. Whatever. But
You cringy, bro.
You cringy. What are you going to do, huh? Well, all that being said, I think a lot of this felt very natural. None of it felt artificial. It felt very clean. And the other thing is, sometimes when I listen to K-pop, I feel like it's too clean. I feel like it's too primed up. I feel like it's too like tidy to the point where it's like this feels a little weird because it's too clean. You know, like this is gritty. It's grimy sometimes. It has that kind of natural vibe to it. To the point where the vocals and the song itself kind of stick really nicely.
Yeah. Another thing they did is, so there's a rap section, because, you know, even bands have to have rap sections.
Yeah.
I felt that they incorporated it pretty well. It didn't, like, take me away that it's still a band song.
I think it didn't. I don't think it took away anything, but I don't think it added anything in particular.
I can see that. I think that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah. But what about you, Anita? What did you think of N.Flying's Oh Really?
I think I am the unpopular opinion on this one
Oh, okay.
because
Oof.
so like you guys have mentioned, I kind of enjoy more of the I do enjoy the band sound. I think this kind of sound from N.Flying to me seems a little bit more chill, a little bit like you can still bop to it, like it's like I think you mentioned that it was like a summer band song, right, Doug?
Yeah.
So I understand that, but I feel like for me, I enjoy more when they really commit to like the band
I get what you're
sound.
saying. This is a
And-
very, like, idly band sound.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
it's a bit on the softer side, more approachable, I guess, for a general audience. And it's fine, but I really like N.Flying sound when they do more of the harder rock, I guess, more towards the rock part of the band.
Yeah, they
Sound-
do. Something you should look up is N.Flying does cover of Japanese songs.
Yeah,
And
yes.
it's amazing when they do it.
I feel like they have the vocals for it and
Yes.
the vibe
They
for
do like
it.
anime covers too. I've seen.
Yeah.
do
So to be honest, I kind of always, whenever they have a comeback, I always hope that it's more towards that sound, which is I mean, Hot Potato kind of delves into that sound because I feel like the chorus is a little bit faster, it's a little bit more paced. I don't know. So I feel like that's why I gravitate to that sound more and to that song. So this one was still good. I still feel like it's a good song. I think the music video is really fun, and I like that they get to demonstrate their personalities through it. Because I think with bands,
the acting was quite funny.
Yeah. With bands, it gets a little harder to, I guess, know each member individually, like with typical idol groups. So I like that they do that in their music videos. But this wasn't my favorite from them.
So another thing about N.Flying I want to point out is the thing about N.Flying is the tools are definitely there, right? The main thing about a band is you want to have a god level vocalist. They kind of have two, because I've heard of their other songs where Sunghyup's the more dominant of the two. They have two ridiculously good vocal talents in their group. I would like to see N.Flying sort of become the Korean ONE OK Rock. If they, I think they could pull it off.
That'd be so nice.
With the vocal talent they have, I think they could pull it off too.
Yes.
So, and the thing is, FNC is the company that does bands, right? So they have FT Island. They had AOA Black back in the day, which I think they should have committed to harder.
Yeah, let's have a girl band.
And then obviously N.Flying now, CM Blue, right? So they do bands at that company, right?
That's their thing.
I would like them to be the Korean ONE OK Rock. I hope it happens. Do we have any comments on that?
I agree.
I mean, I know Anita's a big ONE OK Rock fan.
Me too. Yeah. Anita,
you want to see that, Warren?
I don't know. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm not against it. I'm not particularly for it. You know, like.
Yeah, I think specifically them because they would. You know, the hardest part is getting the talent, and they clearly have it, right? It's just what do you do with it now, and that more or less is going to come down to what the members want to do, and then of course what FNC wants to do. So, come on FNC, you can do it. Let's move on to another group. I have mixed emotions, not about the group as a whole, not about the song. I like the song, but it's Daya's Hug You. They are from MBK. Debuted back in 2015. Last year's songs were Woo Wah, Woo Woo, and Good Night. I think they should have had another woo thing going on, like Woo Wow. Or something,
the
but
Woo
they have
trilogy.
One music show in so far. The elephant in the room about this group is this is a comeback as 5 without Chaeyeon and Somi. So one of the members, Kihyun, she was known as Kathy on Produce Season 1. She addressed this on behalf of the team stating, quote, "We came to the decision to release an album with only the members who volunteered to promote. The two other members said that they wanted more time to rest, and so the agency respected their wishes." There's a little bit of controversy behind that too, because Somi she did a couple like Instagram lives, I believe, a while back that were a little bit controversial where she cried and stuff. And she was like really down on herself, saying that she is not good looking and stuff like that. So it was a bit of a strange situation. And the fact that she's not promoting now, people are wondering what's up. Of course, Jung Chaeyeon we called Daya like the hard carry group. Like back in the day, we would say like, you know, Daya and Astro are hard carried by Chaeyeon and Chaunu, respectively. That was like our take back in the day. The fact that you come back as 5 without your hard carry is weird, right?
I'm not gonna lie. The entire time I was like, where'd she go? Where's Chaeyeon?
Yeah.
I know her face. Where'd she go?
Yeah, before we get into the group more, I thought that this song reminded me more of the older Daya stuff.
Yes,
Wenji, On the Road, Can't Stop, which were some of their older tracks. It gave me like Uju Sonyo Glass Bead vibes.
Yes, I agree. I was gonna say it's very early G-Friend.
Early G-Friend sound.
Yeah.
I like this innocent concept, and no one really seems to be doing it or committing to it right now. But it does sound a little bit dated because there's such a distinct time period when G-Friend was doing it.
Right. It's like everyone, and I mean not just G-Friend though. Everyone was kind of doing it back in like 20 like
14, 15, 16, something like that. Yeah.
That was a big thing back then. It was kind of a throwback. And
this is it's like light listening. It's nothing like. I saw people commenting that this sounded like a goodbye song.
It felt really
man.
sad to me at the
Right?
end. I was like, what?
Yeah.
No.
I mean, if it's a goodbye song, I was hoping they would all be there, but you know. Like,
For reference, they started out as 10 members.
Oh my goodness.
They're promoting as 5 right now.
oh man. Such a shame I don't like the song then.
Oh man.
You don't like this song? I thought it was like, I don't think it's like an amazing song, but I was like, this is
I
alright.
think it was nice. Yeah.
Yeah. What's wrong with it, Warren?
I'm generally a fan of the pure 청순 innocent, concept. Lots of strings. You know, I dig that. I like that. But I don't know. This felt a little slow. Felt a little boring, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. The comment was that it's like slowed down glass speed. That's what people were saying.
Oh.
Yeah, I could kind of see that. The thing with a lot of the songs in this concept is like that. Well, at least back with G-Friend, at least, and a lot of the other groups around that time, there was like some energy behind it. And this took that away. And then replaced that with this vibe moodiness, which could have worked, I think, but I don't know. For lack of a better term, a lot of it felt empty. A lot of it felt like there could have been more going on, either with the choreo or with the arrangement or with the vocals. I don't know. It's to me, it felt like there's not really.
Did it feel
there's
empty a little
What?
bit to you? Do you feel that like the song felt empty and the visual presentation felt empty?
Everything kind of felt empty in general, and to the point where I was like, if I would rather listen to other songs than listen to this, because there are many other songs that have done this, but better.
I think what you're saying is quite fair. They really switched up the concept because they were going woo wah woo woo. Were like, they were pretty much like techno songs, right? Like,
Right.
and then they're doing like a complete 180 again, back to what they used to do.
Right.
Daya's just a like.
It's interesting.
The history is just like it feels. I feel bad for them, right? That's the best
me
way to
too.
put it. Because they're from MBK, which before this kind of downward slide of MBK, right? MBK was considered one of the big companies, right? So they had like Davichi, SG Wannabe back in the day, Tiara, right?
Tiara, the biggest
Tiara,
one.
yeah.
Tiara was the biggest one. They used to be like MBK was a humongous company. They've just like fallen off the face of the map, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And now they only have Daya, and I mean, I hope they still have the trainees from produce and whatnot. But what happened to Speed?
Yeah, who knows? I like. I don't know what to think about the situation, right? Because they give us the manufactured response, right? They wanted to rest. Maybe they did want to rest, right? Maybe I'm the one looking too deep into this. But when you've been like, I don't think Chaeyeon's been doing it or Somi's been doing an incredible amount of other things, right? Like, so the response that they're giving that they want to rest, it just feels, wrong.
I mean,
Concerning.
it could have also been that they're mentally tired and
Yeah.
they're
That's
like,
true.
they want to rest from being a celebrity in general. That could also be what it is. Whatever it is, I hope that there's nothing
I hope
shady
this
going
isn't
on.
the end, right? Because
Yeah.
Right.
if we're thinking about the post-produced groups of especially season 1, it's not been a great ride for like anyone, right? Like, we're gonna talk about Gugudan at the end in the quick takes because there
Oh
was
my
some
God.
interesting stuff related to them.
Oh.
Wakey Makey seems to be doing the best, and at the end of IOI, I would not have bet my money on Wakey Makey.
Same.
Yeah.
Right? Because if we think the groups that came out of it, right? Well, no, I would have bet my money on Priston, number 1, right? That was the hands down.
Everyone
most
had their
obvious.
bets on Priston. You kidding?
Uju
Yeah.
Sonyo doesn't really count because they were kind of established and Yeonjung was added in, right? So they don't really
Yes.
count. But I'm talking like Priston, Daya, what is it? Gugudan, and Wakey Makey. Those were like the 4 that came out of it, right?
Right.
I would have bet all of my money that Priston was going to be the one that made it, right? I think that Wakey Makey, for me, would have been like the 3rd choice. I thought Gugudan had a really good shot with the trio they had, especially Sejong.
Right.
It's just not turned out well for these people. I feel kind of bad.
I think a lot of my money actually was on I think a lot of my money was on Somi and the JYP.
Oh, yeah,
okay, Somi,
Well,
Bro, of course. I don't know. I sometimes think whenever I see ITZY content, I'm just like, well, number one, I'm happy that Yuna's in the group because reportedly she was the last member added. She took the spot that Somi was going to take. That just seems like a big oof now, right? In retrospect.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking, would ITZY have been successful if Somi wasn't there?
I think it was inevitable that they would have blown up.
I mean, I'm just looking at all the post-produced groups, and I'm going, well, like, they all had the potential to blow up. None of them really did. None of them got to like S tier. You know,
Yeah,
like,
but none of them are in JYP.
that's very
Yeah.
fair. Very fair.
You know, yeah, it's just like out of season 1, like Yeonjung's doing fine in Uju Sonyo, but you got to think that's like a 10 to 13 member group, right? Like you ain't getting that much screen time in that group. And then the real winner was Soyeon and G Idol, right? Like,
Oh yeah.
straight up.
Oddly
Let's be
enough,
straight up. The
yeah.
best thing that happened to her was not making that group, I think.
Oh man,
But-
yeah.
Yeah.
Because
But-
she
but
got to
shout-
do a bunch of solo stuff instead of doing IOI stuff.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
all the season 1 produced kids have like a special place in my heart. Because like the first season of Produce was like a whole new monster, and it was so captivating. Because now we watch these audition shows, like, yeah, I get hype, but like that first season was really special, I felt.
Also Chungha, now that I think about it.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Chungha.
wait, yo,
what did I
Chungha.
say?
Chungha.
Oh, wait, I forgot.
Oh
Right,
my god!
Jesus.
Oh my god!
My
it's
goodness.
It's Chungha and Soyeon definitely are doing the best out of
Wow.
everyone who was related to that season of Produce. But
You know, I think it's a lot. I guess it's really difficult for a group to succeed if they've been so heavily influenced by Produce. But I guess what I want to say is, I hope Rocket Punch breaks that jinx. You know,
Oh.
I hope we break that curse.
okay. But we would normally now pivot onto the last song, the IZ*ONE song, but for some reason, like, the song was supposed to come out today, right? The song did come out. The
song
album's
did,
out.
yeah.
It's good. I listened to it. We could talk about it more tomorrow. Now, the reason I said tomorrow is that the music video got delayed 18 hours. So it was supposed to come out today on June 15th at 6 p.m. Korean Standard Time, which is pretty much 5 a.m. Eastern Time in America. But they moved it to June 16, 12 p.m. Korean Standard Time, which is 11 a.m. for us tomorrow. So they delayed it 18 hours.
Man,
Actually, no. If it's 12 p.m. Korean time, it's coming out 11 p.m. tonight. So it's coming out in 3 hours, I think.
Dang.
oh,
Now that I think
just
about it,
wanna-
it's coming out.
we
We
just
just want
wanna
to stay
record
up on her. No. I'm gonna be too tired. But
okay.
So what we're going to do is we're gonna come back in 24 hours and record that segment. So shout out to Future Us. So shout out to us.
Good
Let's
job,
get to
Future.
our review of IZ*ONE Secret Story of the Swan in the future. 3, 2, 1. Hello from the future. Shout out to our past selves for shouting us out, but we are also going to shout out our past selves. But we are now going to review the song that came out on June 15th, Monday, but the music video came out on the 16th, Tuesday, today. IZ*ONE's Secret Story of the Swan. So they are from Off the Record, debuted in 2018. Their last 3 songs, their only title songs, were Fiesta, Violetta, La Vie and Rose. 14 music show wins so far. In terms of accolades, I think it's Wonerick or Onerick. I don't know how we're going about it, but it's Wonerick Diary, recorded over 152,000 albums sold in the first 24 hours, which is the 3rd all-time for girl groups behind their own Bloom Eyes and then Twice's More and More. The song went number 1 on Melon, Genie, Bugs, and Soribara real-time charts. And on
Oh, wow.
iTunes, it went number 1 in 31 countries, including the United States, UK, Canada, Mexico, Australia, and Japan.
Oh my.
So, as you could tell, I'm in full Wiz1 gear. I am a wizard, you know?
Wow.
It is what it is.
Very literal.
Okay, this is kind of awkward because I kind of know what Warren's gonna say, but
I mean,
Warren, what do you think of Secret Story of the Swan?
okay. I like Fiesta better. Let's begin there.
Okay. Right. Okay.
I felt like IZ*ONE had a very good like voice throughout the first 3 songs they had. There was a bit of an evolution. I dig it. I liked it. You know, it wasn't. I'll obey it. And it wasn't my favorite every time, but you know, it was nice. Secret Story of the Swan sounds like they kind of threw that out the window for me personally. rather very generic, if you will.
But you don't get hyped to this? Are you not entertained?
I'm not. Maybe I'm hyped, but I'm also overwhelmed. Like this is like, the hype train is there. It's definitely going. It's going a little too fast. Like I'm like throwing up here and there. I got my little bag. Where I'm ready to. I'm getting a little car sick. That being, I don't hate the song. The song's great. It's not a bad song at all. Don't get me wrong. It's just, it feels kind of out of left field and in not a good way. Kind of, not like, it's like this has been done before. Iceman had a kind of a unique thing going. And in that aspect, in that relative aspect, it's a little bit of a, not my favorite kind of song. On YouTube right now, there's a bit of a meme instead of my face. Trust me, I don't hate the song. The song's fine. It's like, it's good. But if I had to rank all my favorite IZ*ONE songs in order, it would probably go last.
What? I mean, they're all good songs, but if I'm a Wizard fan, in the land of the tasteless, you'd be king, sir. So.
Oh man.
just wanted to throw that out. I really like this song. I think it's super high energy. I thought that the choreo matched with the well, number one, I thought they were saying Black Swan for the entire time until I saw the lyrics, the actual subtitle. It's like Swan.
Like a swan.
Like a swan.
No, they don't say they just say like Swan.
Oh.
Like Swan.
But Uju Sonyo did a similar thing with Butterfly. They left out like an or an and somewhere as well. So
is the theme like animal analogies this time around? Like I'm a butterfly, I'm a swan.
So I really like the song. Let's Anita give your initial impression about this one.
On a first listen, I would say that to me, what I felt was very different compared to their previous singles was the chorus. And to me, it felt like, I don't know what the sound is. It's like a brassy type of...
Oh, it's very brassy.
Yeah, like that like sound that comes out in the chorus and is very prevalent there. It was a little overwhelming, and I did not like it at first. So the fact that they kind of start off the song with that sound kind of threw me off for a second. But the more I listened to it, the more I kind of got used to it. So it's a bit overwhelming. I think it definitely will take some growing used to because they have changed a little bit in sound. But I don't dislike it. And I feel like the second half of the chorus, where I think Nako starts this part in the first chorus, I really like it because they changed kind of like the beat a little bit. So I don't mind it. I don't mind the change, but it does get some getting used to right now. Yeah, okay. So that's as far as song-wise, but everything else is still really well done. I really enjoy the music video because of the styling choices, the makeup, the hairstyle.
Can we talk about some stuff? Okay, we're talking about the music video.
The music video.
I don't like Chaewon's star things in her eyebrows.
Really?
I don't know
what.
I don't think I was like.
I think it looked great.
Dude, you're tripping.
I don't know. I found that a little weird. I've seen some comparisons between this music, not the songs, the music videos. This one and Uju Sonyo's Secret.
I was about to say, yeah.
They both have the flying car, and they're both kind of kaleidoscopy. You know, I looked it up. The title of the mini album, Onerik, it means dreamlike, so it kind of makes sense. The music video. I thought Eunbi's visuals, I don't know what happened, but like they're next level right now. Like I think what it is, I think she lost some weight, although, it is what it is, but her visuals were ridiculous in this music video. The dance break thing with Chaeyeon.
Yep.
They do that one, like the fist pounding move a couple times.
Yeah.
That's like the best part of the music video, I think. If you watch some of the fan cams, because they have live performances of this already, they hit this dance break so hard. Particularly Eunbi. Find an Eunbi fan cam of the dance break. It's ridiculous, like next level.
I will say, people used to compare her to like Irene a whole bunch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I like that analogy anymore. Like,
I think it's fair
because
I think Irene is underrated as a dancer. but I think Eunbi is not underrated as a dancer. I think people know she's really
agreed.
good.
No, I was talking about when you talked about her visuals.
Visuals?
Yeah.
Visuals?
Yeah.
I mean, she has a Irene thing going on, but she doesn't look like Irene. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, she's like no. I don't see. That's where I'm like maybe she's like her own thing now. You know, it's not like don't say
everyone's
she
their
looks
own
like
thing.
It's
Okay.
like what?
Okay. I mean, you look like a potato, but like, come on.
Excuse me.
We're
I'm
not
a
saying you're
handsome potato.
Okay. So also they had that the breakdown with the boats and the feathers.
The slowdown, yeah.
Some people said that the boat reminded them of Red Velvet, one of these.
I can see that.
One of these nights, yeah.
Yeah, they had boats in that too, but I don't know. I thought that was a bit of a stretch because the coloring wasn't the same, any of that. I want to know, Warren, why you like Butterfly and you thought Butterfly was spicy, but you don't like this one. What's the difference? Because they're both kind of electronic-y, you know what I mean?
Right.
They're in this, like, if both of the songs were on the same album, I don't think you would think it's like a complete stretch. So why do you prefer Butterfly to this one?
A Secret Story of the Swan, I feel like there's a lot more. It's a lot more overwhelming, and I now that I think about it, I do kind of agree with Anita. I remember I was listening to the EP because when I was listening to it, the music video didn't drop, so I was just listening to the mini album, and the intro track, which I don't remember the name of, is not as hype.
Welcome.
Right.
It's called Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah.
That's what it's called. Yeah. It's a lot more. A lot more vibey, if you will. And then it immediately goes into the brass. And I'm one of those people that feel maybe it's because I spent a lot of my childhood playing in orchestras or whatnot, but like brass is very difficult to like incorporate well, I feel, in popular music. And here I felt like it was similar to Kill This Love. I felt like it was too in your face, if you will. And it was like, it wasn't pleasant. It was like waking up in the morning and take a cold shower right off the bat, which I know some people like, but like I'm one of those people that enjoy the moderate, temperature showers. And that's kind of what I didn't really enjoy about SSOS. And then after the initial intro, the swan, and then it does the first verse, the chorus, and the second verse. Besides the first verse, it never really seems to take a break. It just keeps driving.
Sometimes you don't need a break, sir. Sometimes you do not need a break.
And the difference is I feel like Butterfly did a much better job of like pacing and whatnot.
I think that's a fair comment, to be honest.
I mean,
it's kind of.
I don't know. I feel like I'm gonna anger a lot of people with this, but I mean, it's a nice song.
Okay. So I don't know about our audio listeners, but on our Discord, there's a running meme that I think everyone knows who listens to us more than the past like couple months that Warren was the decider to not give Fiesta Certified Spicy, which is our BS system of when the three of us like a song. There's no way this one's getting it. Now, where do you put? So you said this is below Fiesta, even further.
Yeah, I think my favorite IZ*ONE tracks are like Violetta and like La Vie en Rose are about the same.
And then do agree that I prefer Fiesta to this. I would agree with that. I still think this is spicy, but I do think Fiesta's the better song. You mentioned Blackpink's Kill This Love earlier, right?
Yeah.
Can we have like a 2-minute discussion about Blackpink? I have a take about Blackpink.
Why are we talking about Blackpink?
So quick.
I have a take. I've been thinking about this since they're coming back soon, right?
Okay.
I know one of the especially on our Girl Group tier list video, we had a lot of blinks who said that Blackpink should be S+, and I agree that they would be S+, and the only thing holding them back is the lack of releases, right? I am curious to see the sales numbers whenever they release the album, right? My honest opinion is, if they release this album and it sells like, okay, so let's say twice as more and more sold like 500,000, right?
Right.
If this Blackpink album comes out and sells like 1.5 million copies, there's a heavy argument that they already surpassed them. I know that they don't have the songs, but like in terms of the amount of money they can pull in, do you know what I'm saying, Warren?
Yeah, no, I don't disagree with that.
Because I am so curious to see what those because like like Blinks have been saving their money, right? They're pissed off when they finally put that album on for sale. I'm so curious as to what the album sales are going to be. And because we're in 2020 and we have inflated album sales anyway, I wonder what it. Let's make predictions right now. What are the pre-order numbers going to be?
Go first, Doug.
I think over 1 million.
Wow.
I'm gonna say over 1 million. What about you guys?
I don't know if it would be over 1 million, but very close to it. I think it's going to be a little bit under.
I wouldn't be surprised if it gets over 1 million. I wouldn't be surprised.
So here's for reference. More and More did 260,000 in the first 24, I believe.
Right.
Actually, yep. So it was 260,000 copies sold on Hateo on the first day. I'll say well over 500,000. That's what I think. I'm gonna change my thing. I'm gonna say well over 500,000 copies in the pre-orders.
Oh, we're just talking about pre-orders only?
Yeah, I'm talking like first day sales. Like, what that figure gonna come out to?
And Twice got, you said 250,000?
Yeah, something like that. 250, 60, something like that in the first 24, which is the record right now for girl groups.
I think a safe bet will be they'll probably hit 200,000 in that case, on the first 24 hours.
I don't know. I don't know. But let's get back to IZ*ONE. I think that was a bit of an aside.
Why did he do that real little quick is that a mini Schubert Herald?
I don't know, because we haven't had like a section to just talk about Blackpink in a positive light for a while. So I was like, we might as well talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, everyone makes fun of Blackpink all the time, but like that's kind of because, people like to pick on the people who are at the top.
My bias in Blackpink has changed.
It
was Rosé for the longest time. It's 100% Lisa.
It's always been Lisa. I don't know what you're talking about.
100% Lisa now.
Lisa is always where it's at. Welcome to church, buddy. This is.
But in terms of the IZ*ONE video, I thought Yena did a particularly good job. She's not like a natural rapper. Like that's not what she went on to produce as a rapper, right? She's a vocalist by trade. I think she does a good job. I think that Eunbi's a standout. For some reason with IZ*ONE songs, I'm like waiting for Eunbi, Chaewon, or Yuri to sing most of the time. I think that the Woolim kids, particularly Eunbi and Chaewon, are so good at singing. And their voices complement each other so well.
Yeah, I did see that. There was a point where it went straight to Eunbi right after Chaewon, and that transition did feel very natural. It's very,
Another thing is like I'm really curious about what they're gonna do with them once IZ*ONE's over.
Yeah.
I know Warren and I have this discussion going on about is like what they're gonna do with them. Maybe it's a hot take for the future though, right?
Maybe. I mean, I have very mixed feelings for pretty much every strategy of how they handle the two members.
All right, can I diss you one more time before we
go ahead.
end this segment? So, Warren, you are like water.
Me?
Because you have no taste and everyone wants you to just be still with their opinion, sir.
Wow.
Just wanted to tell you that.
Wow.
But go stream IZ*ONE, Secret Story of the Swan. Actually stream the whole album, One Eric Diary. My favorite song on that album is not the title track. It's Merry Go Round.
Same.
That is good.
Yes.
Now, the thing about Merry Go Round is I'm still deciding if I like the Korean version or the Japanese version more because they're both on the album. And they're both... I feel like the different languages give you different feelings because, like, the word choice, obviously. So I'm still deciding that, but that is absolutely my favorite song on this album. So Merry Go Round, and I did listen to it for the B-sides. But I think that finishes our review of IZ*ONE's Secret Story of the Swan. So shout out to past selves. I guess we'll go back in time now. 3, 2, 1. And Past Us is back now. Thank you, Future Us, for reviewing the IZ*ONE music video for Secret Story of the Swan. Well, let's keep going. So other songs that were released this week include Elast. They're a group. I believe they're a boy group. Let me make sure.
Sounds all right.
Man, I didn't write that down for some reason.
They're boys. They're boys.
It's a boy group, so they had a
group.
debut with Swear. Chungha released Be Yourself via MNH's New Wave project. Hayes released 2 music videos, so one of them is called Things All Going Well, and then she released one today called Your Name featuring Ash Island. Momoland released Starry Night, which is a fan song.
Wow.
BTS released the music video for We Are Bulletproof the Eternal. It's a animated music video, and it is for Festa 2020. And then 17 released a music video for My, which is a pre-release B-side, and I believe that their actual stuff is going to come out on the 21st. Okay, but we are now at a quick rewind. So back on episode 88, we reviewed NCT 127's Punch, Crush's Mayday featuring Joy, August D's Dechita, which got certified spicy, and Baekhyun's Candy, which also got certified spicy.
Why didn't we give Crush certified spicy?
I think I didn't want to give it
How dare
Yeah,
you?
I think it wasn't all agreement.
My goodness. Well, I'll have you know that I really like the song.
Mm.
I have a Kakao Talk, and on Kakao Talk, you can set a song to your profile. You know.
Yes.
It's been there on my profile as my song for a while
Bro,
now.
what is this MySpace setting profile song?
Kakao Talk, if you will, please. I'm a Korean person.
I bet you some of our listeners are like, what's MySpace?
Oh
Like,
my god.
Bro, MySpace back in the day. I have been listening. Okay, so NCT 127 Punch. I don't think I've listened to that since we reviewed it.
Ooh.
Crush's Mayday featuring Choi. It came up on some of the playlists I listened to. I've listened to that. August D Decheta, I listened to a ridiculous amount of times. And Baekhyun's Candy, I still think is a fantastic song.
Candy's great.
Yes.
Good song.
What about you, Anita?
I think I've listened to the four songs here a couple of times after we reviewed them, but the one that I've listened to the most consecutively is Candy by Baekhyun. Yep, that whole album I think I've listened to a bit. It's really good.
He's so good. Like,
He is.
He's so good. But the K-pop oldie of the week is Tiara's Cry Cry back in 2011. Bro, Tiara.
Wow.
That's been a minute. 9 years ago since Cry Cry came out. Like, I want to look up when Roly Poly came out. When did Roly
That's like 2012.
2011. It's also
11.
Bro, it's been 9 years since Roly Poly came out.
Why'd you choose this one? Cry Cry is my least favorite Tiara song.
All right, then which one do you want to suggest?
Boop Beep is where it's at.
All right, that was extremely old, right?
That is the bop of the century. That one right there. You know.
Okay,
like,
Bopi came out in 2009, 11 years ago. So check out Bopi, Cry Cry, and Roly Poly because those are all great songs. All right, show winners this week. Anita, hit us with them.
Okay, so for the show on Tuesday, Victon's Mayday had its first win. And then for the rest of the week, Twice had a lot of wins. So for the show champion on Wednesday, they won M Countdown on Thursday, Music Break on Friday. And for that show, I believe it was their 100th win. So
Yes.
shout out to them. And yeah, for the rest of the week, Saturday, Show Music Core and Inkigayo on Sunday. So they're up to 5 total wins for this song so far.
Jesus Christ.
More.
So with their win on Saturday on Show Music Core, Twice now has the most music show wins out of any female artist in the history of K-pop, surpassing Girls' Generation's 100.
My goodness.
And because they also won Sunday the day after on Inkigayo, they have 102 music show wins, which places them second all time behind EXO's. I believe they have 117 or something around that.
Oh my.
Yo, Twice 102 music show wins. It's nuts. Like, wow. So other accolades that they got this week. So they also achieved their all-time record album sales, as Gaon reported 550,000 albums sold for More and More. More and More also debuted on the Billboard 200, making it Twice's first time to appear on the US chart, as well as the first time for a JYP artist. So that's something to note. And then lastly, Twice have now surpassed 5.2 million total album sales on Gaon over their career.
Wow.
My goodness.
Twice's legacy is like nuts, right? They're on the Mount Rushmore of girl groups if there is one. 100%.
Totally.
Yes.
Right?
What's really crazy to me is if they are like slowing down towards like 102, I'd be like, they've made it. They're fine and done. But no, they just keep going. It's like because they had like what 5 wins this week, right? 5 wins this week.
5 wins so far.
And
so
far, right? Every next week could be more wins. Every comeback, I still feel like does not slow down for them.
Right.
So, I mean, EXO's 117 is great, but I feel like they're gonna break 117 very, very soon.
Yeah, I don't know if it's 117 because like even the all resources that I look up, they all cite like different numbers. I see like 116, man. I see 117. Someone says like less than that, but just know that they have more. I don't know who's counting at this point.
I'm just thinking, realistically speaking, they're gonna get 120 within the next year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's gonna take 2 to 3 releases to reach that amount. Do you want to know the other girl groups in the top 10? Just for curiosity. So, just know that the spreadsheet I look at might not be correct because they have Twice at 199, but they're at like 102. So Twice is in first. Second place is Girls' Generation at like 100. Third place is GFriend. They have somewhere in the range of 73. Fourth place, no, Red Velvet, yes, third place. Fourth place is GFriend at 66. Fifth place, A-Pink. Sixth place, I think it's a tie between 21 and Sistar, which makes eighth place Mamamoo. Ninth place, Wonder Girls. 10th place, FX. The interesting thing, in 11th place, there's a tie between Tiara and ITZY. ITZY's already 11th.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, one thing to consider, right, is like back when Tiara or like Girls' Generation was really active.
It was a murderer's row back then. Like
it was different, you know. Like there was like half the shows that we have right now, like stuff like Show Champion, and the show wasn't there. I know that Music Core, 음악 중심, didn't hand out awards. That wasn't the thing for them, you know. Like, so to that, there has been some sort of inflation. I'm not gonna sugarcoat that. There has been some sort of inflation, but I don't think that's slowing down anybody. It just keeps it's just crazy. Like ITZY, my goodness, already.
Yeah, I know ITZY. It's nuts. They just do so well on music shows every single comeback. But we are now at the end of part 1 of SojuTalk episode 89. If you are listening to the audio version, sit tight, and if you're on YouTube, head over to the episode 91 part 2 video. We'll be back after a short break. 3, 2, 1.